All right. Hi, everyone. This is Faye, producer of the Career AMA podcast. I'm here with my two hosts, Michael and Mark. We have a question shared by many of you today. What are some of the new technologies that you are seeing changing the HR and leadership landscape in the future? Things like AI, VR learning, remote learning, etc. And the underlying question not asked, perhaps, is how might this change hiring and firing and general job stability?
I mean, first of all, it's hard to say which technologies are going to be, more prevalent. I think we're certainly seeing, the rise in AI and virtual reality, augmented reality. A lot of what that does, though, I think has done what technology has done to jobs for years, which is it eats away at the lower level of jobs. And by lower level, which is my judgment statement, I'm saying the things that are more rote. It used to be the machines that would do the simple activities. You could do the more intricate things. But now it continues to raise the bar in what it can do. So it continues to raise the bar on what we should be doing. Frankly, I love this because I think that the place that we need to spend our time as human beings is in how do we work better together? How do we dialogue? How do we stay curious? How do we partner? How do we collaborate? And that's the thing that none of the technology can do, none of the systems and processes can do. And so what I love about these technologies is it allows us to spend more time, for lack of a better way of saying it, in the human part of us, in the people part of us, in the relationship part of us, which, as Mark can attest to as well, that's what we deal with the vast majority of the time with our clients is not their ability to master the technologies or to develop the processes or the systems, but their ability to relate, work, build coalitions, build trust with each other, especially across a large system, to get things done together. So I know I'm kind of maybe dodging the question some, but I don't think the technologies matter that much. The technologies are going to help us do things that we're already doing, just do it faster and easier. And so we should be thinking about, what am I going to do with the time that technology is going to free up? How am I going to be a more engaged, a more thoughtful, a more curious, a more innovative person when I have the time to be that person because what technology has freed up for me? That's kind of where my mind goes. Mark, what's your take on it?
I agree, and I'm going to come at it from a different angle of agreement. I would say that AI is simply an industrial tool. It's not one that we've seen before, but it's an industrial tool. What does history tell me industrial tools do? They do whatever you want them to do to more people, faster, for less money. That's the nature of industry, okay? More people, faster, for less money. Nothing wrong with that. So it's very good. We've all benefited from that, throughout our human history at some point in life. Here's what history tells us is one of the downsides to this. There are a number of downsides, but I'm going to tell you one of them, is that human beings get alienated when that happens. They start to feel unattached to each other. And so, Michael Leckie, to your point, not only does AI potentially give us more time to connect with people, but it also causes more desire for people to be connected to. So what do I think this is going to do to the landscape of HR and hiring and the job landscape? I think the key tools that a human being is going to need to come to a job with is the ability to cooperate with other human beings, to connect with other human beings, not only because, that's what's going to be left ultimately, but also that's what's going to be more desired, more needed. So listen, that's what I'd say. Now, also, there's a whole kind of existential problem that comes with this, of people in this world of doom going, the robots will destroy us all. And by the way, that's happened for centuries. Whatever piece of technology, the newest piece of technology, there's always a bunch of people who are going, but it will destroy us. It happened, it happened with the most simple clockwork machines, and then the steam age, and then the nuclear age, and then, all of the electronic age, which we're possibly still in, to be honest, okay? The oil age, it will destroy us all. Well, maybe true, maybe not true. Here's what I know about us human beings. In the current state that we're in, with this brain and this generalized body, we've gone through 2 ice ages already, and nothing has changed about us. Zero adaptation at all, I would suggest. So look, whatever technology we come up with, I'm a bit of an optimist about this, or a protopian, which means I always think things are going to get better, and they are getting better. Yeah, there'll be other people out there, and you might want to call them, Luddites, or you might want to call them pessimists if you want to, and they'll have another story, and they'll have all kinds of information for you around that. Decide which way you want to go, but do investigate the protopian idea that actually this will make things better for everybody in the long run, and maybe even in the short run as well. Michael, anything more to say about that?
Yeah, the only last thing I would address maybe is the question, because I agree with you, is the question about how might this change hiring and firing in general, job stability. And all I would say is I think when it comes to these new technologies, you don't have to go out and become a professional in them and learn all about them, although there can be value in that. You just need to know enough to have a conversation. So if you're talking with someone that talks about artificial intelligence, have some idea of what artificial intelligence does and how it can be used. For example, I work with a partner, Housebase, that you all know of, and I'm actually speaking over at their conference coming up in October in Helsinki. And one of the things they do is they use AI in their transformation platform, but they use AI to augment the human beings. So I'm going to be on stage, and I'm going to have a short amount of time to deliver a keynote and then do some Q&A. Well, what if I ask, hey, what are your questions? The first question I get is so off the wall, it eats up all the time and isn't on track. So what we're going to do is we'll ask the questions on the Housebase platform, and hundreds, maybe thousands of people will type in what they think, and the artificial intelligence engine will narrow it down to what's the top question. And I will answer a question that nobody, but most everybody asked using the tool. It's still doing the same thing I want to do as a human being. So I have an example of how AI can be useful. Have enough of a knowledge of these things to be able to engage in a dialogue where you don't know everything, don't have to know much, but enough definitional to engage in it. I'd say that's your obligation to the technology, unless it becomes a technology that gets heavily adopted by your business. Then you're going to want to get more into it and how it can actually be leveraged to help you be more human, more collaborative, and engage better with people around you. So if you've got questions for us, for our Career Ask Me Anything, then just simply go to my website, michaelleckie.com/ask, or you can put it in the comments here on whatever platform you're watching, be it LinkedIn or YouTube. And as always, we'll take a look at all your questions and make sure we get out there and answer them on a timely basis. Thanks for tuning in.